Hey, Grace and Glory. I wanted to take just a short amount of time to make one of the most important announcements I've ever made as your pastor. The overseers, we've looked at the situation that we're in as a church. There is so many opportunities and good things happening, but we also see that our church is experiencing an unprecedented time of spiritual warfare. And so we are calling on the church to pray and to fast with us. We're calling on the church to pray because we see this spiritual warfare that's happening that for more than we've ever seen. We see our church being divided by the things that are happening in our culture right now. We see our joy being stolen. We see all of these challenges that we're facing, and we see that we really do have an enemy, like Pastor Mark said on Sunday, of our joy, an enemy of our faith who wants to shipwreck our faith and wants to get us distracted from our calling. And so our overseers, we are all in agreement that we need together to seek the Lord together. We need to pray and we need to declare the truths of the gospel that can overcome the work of the enemy in our church to divide us and get us distracted. We're really calling on everyone in our church to pray in two primary ways. We want everyone in our church to be praying for this spiritual warfare that we are going through. We want to be praying, we want to recognize and be aware of the divisions around us and the ways in which our faith is being discouraged. And we want to start declaring the truths of the gospel, that we have hope and joy and reasons for faith in Jesus Christ. We have reasons in Jesus to love one another. We want to be humble enough to confess our sin and our discouragement and the ways in which we haven't put our faith in the gospel, and say, no, we are going to put our faith in the good news of Jesus Christ, that we are the family of God, that we do have a calling from Jesus Christ to bless the world. And we might think sometimes, I don't have enough to bless the world with, which is a lie. We have been blessed with an abundance from God. We have hope and we have joy and we have peace. We have the truths of the gospel. We've been blessed, and we want to stop complaining about what God is doing in the world today and start in faith acting and saying, God, how can we be a blessing? We want to overcome some of this cloud of negativity and division that's kind of come upon our culture right now. And we want to positively pursue God's calling. And that's the second aspect. So we want to be praying against the enemy's work in our church, confessing our part in that, and in faith declaring the truths of the gospel over our lives. And we also want to have some time of listening. We want to have a renewed sense of calling, saying, God, what are you calling me and our church to? I think that's very important to say me and our church, because you are the church. We are the church. It's not just me or the overseers or someone over there, but we are the church. And so we want to say, God, what are you calling me to? God, shake up my life. What is it that you're doing in this time? How have you uniquely placed me where I'm at to serve you, Jesus, and to glorify you, Jesus, and to fill the world with the good news of Jesus Christ? What are you calling me to? We want to have a renewed sense of calling and also be listening. We are asking for you to listen as a community. What is God calling our church to do together, as we pursue our individual and community calling to Jesus Christ? What's that going to look like this week for this week of prayer and fasting? Well, the fasting will be something we'll do on Friday. We're not asking you necessarily to fast every day this week or anything like that. We're calling on a fast on Friday. We're actually thinking of it in the Jewish sense of the way they did fasting, which will actually be from Thursday night to Friday night. You can pick your time. You can eat dinner on Thursday night. And after that dinner, maybe if you're going to do a food fast, then you choose to fast for that next kind of 24-hour period. You can also choose that instead of fasting from all food, you can just choose to fast from certain foods, or sometimes they call it a Daniel fast, which is where you kind of just mostly eat like oatmeal or some vegetables, something very simple and tasteless. Or you can choose to fast from something else like sugar or whatever you might do. The idea being that we're abstaining from these things so that we can increase our sensitivity that the Lord is our true food and drink, that the Lord is the source of our joy, not the things of this world, so that we can increase our sensitivity to the Spirit as we go without something in our life. And then we're also calling on, just the main thing we're calling on is a daily prayer. Like you would take a period of time every day to pray for that, to pray for the spiritual war that we're going through, to pray for increased faith, to humbly to say, God, what is it that I need to confess? Where am I being deceived and lied to and letting the negativity of the enemy infect my heart? Like pray for that, and then have a time of listening and prayer, of saying, God, what are you calling me to? And what are you calling our church to? We hope you would do that every day this week. If you want to join us in prayer tonight, we're going to have a time to do that prayer tonight as a community at 7 p.m. I've sent the link out to our Zoom meeting through our email that came with this video. And also at the end of all this, we would really love to hear from you. What is God putting on your heart during this week of prayer? Will you join us this week in praying for God to overcome the work of the enemy in our church, for us to have increased faith in the gospel, for us to know what is my calling? What is our calling together as a church? Please, this week, join us in prayer.